RPG Mama.
Hey guys, Sublord here, back in with another action figure review, and of course we're looking at none other than the Disney Ultimates Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, brought to us by the fine folks over at Super7, and I couldn't help myself, had to do my little Stitch impression at the beginning there, because I grew up on this franchise. It wasn't just a movie, it had, I think, a couple sequels, and a animated series that was on either Disney Channel or Toon Disney, one of those. Maybe Disney XD later on. But either way, I grew up with this franchise, so obviously I'm going to be a little biased in this review because I love Stitch as a character. I think he's awesome. Granted, he didn't stand the test of time like SpongeBob, but I kind of thought he was for a while there. Some Happy Meal toys, and even some Disney Park exclusive Pacific Rim style mech robots based off the characters of Stitch and Gantu, which I'm sure some of you out there that paid full price for these Super7 Disney Ultimates don't even have these bad boys. These are called Disneytronics. They came out in like 2006 or 7. There was 2 waves. They were sets of 2. I got them all. I reviewed, I think, the Chernabog and Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey ones on the channel, but I don't think I got around to the rest of them. So let me know if that's something you're interested in seeing for like Throwback Thursdays, Flashback Fridays, or otherwise. Because it's been a while since I did anything like that. And by the way, we're going to talk about the extra arms and the little spines on the back here when it comes to this figure. Because unfortunately... Stand up, you. Unfortunately, this guy's a little bit like Gizmo from Gremlins. He's the timid version. He's the calm version. He's not the feral, vicious, multi-armed version that, well, quite frankly, I like a heck of a lot more. That said, did he have 4 arms? Or was it 6? For some reason, I thought it was 6, but I don't remember. That said, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look see at all Stitch has to offer in terms of accessories. Starting off with the alt heads for once. He's got a chef's hat head, which is very amusing. Chef's hat does not come off. The ears do. They're all ball jointed, which, I tell you, I don't know why they gave us all these ears. Like, it's the same, I think it's mostly the same sculpt for, like, half of them. Like, they could have saved the money and just put that elsewhere. Like, give him, I don't know, more alt hands or something. Because he has a head with a plunger stuck to it. If I'm not mistaken, I think the ears are a little different. There's a bit of a wave to these, where these are pretty flat. And then these, of course, this is a different head. I thought this was a sad head, but it's not. But he's got his ears hanging down. So those, of course, had to be different. And then he's got this face that's like low-key wrapped up like a ninja mask or something. I can't tell what's going on here. I think it's supposed to be like a ninja mask, but I don't know. That said, he does come with, to go with the chef's hat, a pair of oven mitts. Right there. They do have little ball pegs in them. And they are just ball pegs, so they do pivot and tilt and move up and down and in and out and whatnot. But these are very difficult to get in without heat. I would advise heat when swapping those. He also has a little hand with a microphone. Sad face, no Elvis head, or like little jacket, and does he wear pants? Either way, I would like the Elvis stuff to go with that. You also get this cool ray gun, which is humongous. How's he supposed to like do anything with that? I guess if you wanted to, you could probably get this unglued and give him a AK-47 or something. If you want Stitch to go hardcore. That said, he does also come with a pair of sunglasses, which, if you are wondering, over his nose. And then you can use his ears to help pin it down back here. And they stay on very, very well. Very, very nice. So we're gonna keep him like that. I like him looking like Joe Cool from the Charlie Brown cartoons. That's Snoopy in a red sweater and shades, by the way. But there you go. There's awesome guy Stitch right there. Then he also has a cape. Kind of assuming it goes with this head, but I don't know. And last but not least, the accessory that'll show that I'm a stupid, narrow-minded white boy. This big chunk of something on a tray. Any Hawaiian subs out there, let me know what this is, because I have no idea. Because I, again, stupid, narrow-minded white boy, doesn't know what a lot of foreign cuisine is. So I'm assuming this is some kind of Hawaiian cake, or looks like a giant meat wedge to me. But here's the deal. I've never tried flan before. I don't know what that is. I know the Courage Cowardly Dog episode with the fantasy flan guy and all that crap, but that's about the extent of my knowledge with that. So I'm assuming it's like a Hawaiian version of flan. I don't know. But it's a big chunk of something, and it's on this tray, and it's going to take up space in a box somewhere. So taking a closer look at Stitch. He's got the open mouth there. Oh. And as far as his articulation goes, pretty decent range in the head. He can look up, look down a little bit. He can tilt side to side. The ears are, of course, on ball joints, so you can move them all around. He can rotate side to side. I will say, heat up the heads before you try to pop them on. They're all very tight. Even this one, I heated it up the first time to get it on and off, and yeah, it's still tight. But at least it's not loose. That said, his shoulders can go out a little bit, not a ton. That up a little more. Nah. Push it back down. You can rotate. He's got a swivel in the elbow with a hinge, but good grief, is it tight. He's got a swivel in the wrist with a hinge. He's got a diaphragm joint, which on this guy, it's like clicky. So I gotta kind of work it here. You can hear that, but it will rotate all the way around, both ways. Woo! Woo! But I did heat that up before I really messed with it. But it does have a little bit of tilt, back, forth. Not so much side to side. That's pretty limited. So it's really like a tighter version of the joint that the Animaniacs had. It's got a little wiggle on the top there, but it's nothing egregious. So it's alright. It gets the job done, but it could have been better. He does have a swivel in the hip there. It's got a ball joint, but I don't really see the point of that. He's got nothing in the knee, obviously, and then his feet just turn. Would have been nice if there was some kind of hinge in there, but there is nothing. There is absolutely nothing. I think he does have peg holes, though. Does he have peg holes? No, I can't tell, but that is it. That is Stitch in a nutshell. Not the most articulated thing ever, but it gets the job done. I think there's, what, a Nindroid or a Reveltech or something of this guy out there. If you wanted something more articulated, I'm sure that one probably moves more because it was made in Japan, and those overachieving sons of guns always got to make better stuff than the U.S. toy companies. I mean, look, people are still sucking off that DBZ SHF line. And it's got a lot of stinkers, so I've heard. And like 57,000 Go Qs to boot. So, you know, if you want something more articulated, maybe go for that. But it probably costs a heck of a lot more. And I think this guy's, what, $30 on BBTS? So, you know, if you like Stitch, but you don't love him to pieces, if he's not your favorite character of all time, maybe just go for this one. So, before we wrap this up, bring in the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibilith. And yeah, spoiler alert, he's not going to be in scale with freaking anything. Unfortunately. Dropping mace again, are you? Whatever. Be that way, you loose-handed freak. As well as the infamous 11 Spawn, who, of course, gonna dwarf over him. But yeah, Stitch is not in scale with anything. Not even the Disney line, because here's the deal. Pinocchio, or Pinocchio, as I like to call him, and the Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey were pretty short. Robin Hood was even kind of short, and the Mad Hatter is also kind of short, but this Stitch is freaking giant compared to them. So if they made like Lilo and the green alien dude that like cross-dressed and stuff, and the big Russian alien guy with like multiple limbs, those would have to be freaking massive to scale with this Stitch. So I kind of get why they didn't do that, but we didn't get freaking Lilo. Her name's in the title of the dang movie. Like, for real? So, with that being said, it is time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from not including parts to make the more feral and aggressive version of Stitch, I have to say that, well, good old Stitch here is yet again one of the better offerings from the Disney Ultimates line brought to us by the fine folks over at Super7, and it is very much unfortunate that this line got canceled because we didn't even get freaking Lilo. Maybe instead of getting more Nightmare Before Christmas stuff, because, well, now NECA's doing them, and Diamond Select just finished doing them before Super 7 announced theirs, we could have got a wave of Lilo and Stitch characters like, well, Lilo, duh, the green alien, is his name Leslie or something, and the big Russian dude with multiple arms and eyes and, I think, legs. So, yeah, that would have been way cooler, but nope, we got more rehashed crap that, I don't know, probably sold well because it is Nightmare Before Christmas, but you know what I mean. It's more of the same. It's super safe, super not necessary, and super 7 at the end of the day. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.